Hey y'all, this is Troy, owner of K9Einstein. I put this video together to help you assemble your Air Retrieve Rig, also known as an AR rig. I encourage you to stick with me through this video, and I'll step you through the process of assembling your AR rig. And I'll share a little history of the design. When I first began this project, I was at a friend's dock diving competition. He had a prototype Air Retrieve rig set up. It wasn't mine, I hadn't designed one yet. His rig wasn't pretty, but it did the job. It was a simple design, just a straight pull on a cart with a pivoting top. In order to load the bumper, another person was required to stand on a ladder. Oh man, it wasn't pretty. I was worried about my friend falling into the pool, or the top of that boom tipping over and doing some damage to the pool. Immediately upon seeing, my thoughts of making something better were of a Jib Crane used in the filming industry. And this is where the K9Einstein Air Retrieve Rig has its roots. This is a Jib Crane. You may not recognize it, but you've seen the video. Jib cranes are used to suspend a camera high in the air for overhead filming and make smooth, panning video shots. Using the Jib Crane as my template, it was just a matter of drawing it up for hanging a bumper instead of a camera. My other design criteria were to have a design capable of being shipped using standard shipping to anywhere in the world, and to use as many off-the-shelf components as possible. There's no reason to wait a week for a replacement part when you can pick it up locally. Alright, you ready to get started? Let's build your AR rig. The first thing you want to do when unpacking is making sure you have all the parts. In the plastic bag, you'll find all your hardware. You're going to have 4 washers and 4 cotter keys for the wheels. You're going to have 8 3/8 bolts for the center column. That attaches the yoke and attaches it to the base. Next item you're going to have is a safety chain. It'll have 2 carabiners with it. And then you're going to have the top clamp. That clamps onto the EMT tubing. Next item is the hook. Then you have the EMT coupler. This is what connects your EMT tubing to the top rail. 3 pipe couplers. The ratchet straps, 2 of them. The end cap for the top EMT tubing. This is kind of in case it falls, it won't poke through your pool. And then the swivel caster. Next, you'll want to unpack the mechanical components. This should include the top boom, the lower boom assembly, weight support, center pipe, the base, the column, the outrigger support, 2 axles, and 4 wheels. Now you're going to need some tools. You're going to need a pipe wrench, 2 3/4 inch wrenches, 1 9/16 wrench, and some long nose pliers. We're going to be building the AR rig from the ground up, so you'll want to install the axles and the wheels first. The washer goes on the outside of the wheel. Make sure to secure the cotter pin so it doesn't fall out. Now, using the 8 bolts, secure the column to the base and bolt the swivel caster to the column as seen here. You can also mount the lower boom assembly and attach the safety chain, the hook, and slide the outrigger support and weight support in place. Next, we'll start attaching the pipe using the supplied couplers. Notice the safety chain in action here. It's designed to rotate away from the pool if not hooked in place. Here I'm installing the EMT coupler to the top boom. The top boom can be adjusted in any direction. Depending on your pool setup, one side of the top boom is a foot longer than the other. That gives you a foot for making taller or shorter height adjustments. I should point out that the pipe I'm using is 1-inch Schedule 40 pipe using industrial standard pipe thread. If, for some reason, you need to shorten the length, most hardware stores can cut and thread the pipe. Now's a good time to make sure all the connections are tight. Next up, we're going to install the 1-inch EMT tubing. But before we install the EMT tubing to the AR rig, let's install the plug to ensure no sharp edges of the tubing are exposed. K9Einstein does not supply this because this is where you'll need to customize for your pool and dock setup. On the K9Einstein website, there's a PDF print detailing how to make your own top rail. Let's now install the top clamp on the EMT tubing. This provides an anchoring point for the ratchet straps and ensures the EMT tubing does not come out of the coupling. Now we can attach the ratchet straps, making sure the strap goes through the holes in the top boom. When you tighten the ratchet straps, don't over tighten. You want just enough tension to ensure that the ratchet straps don't become loose. You're going to be tightening them later to make left and right adjustments and to make the top boom level. Now let's add some weight. K9Einstein does not supply the weights. These are called Olympic style weights, and you can find them at almost any garage sale or sporting goods store. The goal when adding weight is to counterbalance the boom. It should take little effort to move the boom if the weight is correct. 25 pounds is a good place to start, but keep your plates small, 5-10 pound range. That way you can make micro adjustments. This setup is a right hand setup, meaning it's set up to work on the right side of the pool and swing right for loading the bumper. For a left hand setup, move the hook to the left hole and move the chain to the right side of the column. Adjust the length of the chain so that the boom tilts just far enough that the bumper can be loaded by an operator. Don't allow the boom to tilt far enough to make contact with the pool. Thank you for the purchase of our K9Einstein Air Retrieve Rig. I hope I've answered all your questions. If not, you should have my cell phone number to contact me directly 24/7. Or send me a text or email if you've got more questions. I love feedback. I also like playing with my dogs. If you've got some ideas on how to better my products, let me know. Man, nothing better than spending a day with my dogs doing research and development.